How are your sales muscles and specifically your prospecting muscle? I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. This is the Sales Hunter podcast, and we're going to get fit today. We're going to get fit with this episode, talking specifically about your prospecting muscle. And the show begins right now. I can't see you, but you know what? I can see you, and I see some pretty flabby prospecting muscles. Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter, and I'm talking today about your sales muscles and specifically your prospecting muscle, because believe me, it's a muscle and it has to be exercised daily. Hey, I found myself recently not running for about a week, and man, I was getting sore. I'm not sore, I was getting stiff. And I went out for a run and it was ugly. And it took me a couple of days to get back in the groove. And you know what? That's exactly the same way with prospecting. You see, what happens too many times is that we get caught up. We say, oh, we just don't have time to prospect. I got to take care of all this. And as a result, we don't prospect. And then the prospecting muscle gets flabby. And then suddenly we got to make a couple calls. And oh man, they're rusty. Ooh, they just don't feel right. And we just don't get any kind of traction. Let me tell you something. Prospecting is something you have to do daily. You see, I know when I work out daily, I feel a lot better. I feel better. You know, I have a good friend who says, don't use the excuse that you don't have time to exercise. Exercise creates time because you feel better. Well, you know what? I apply the same thing to prospecting. Don't sit there and say that you don't have time to prospecting. Prospecting creates sales for you because it gives you more opportunities to close. Prospecting increases your level of confidence. Why? Because now suddenly you're no longer looking at that one deal that you've got to close. And as a result, you make a deal with the devil to try to close that deal. And you wind up with, ooh, why did I do that? You wind up chasing things that you shouldn't be chasing. You see, when you stay focused on prospecting daily, you will get much better prospects. I can't stress this enough. Here's where I'm going with this. How much time are you allocating each day to prospecting? How many calls are you making each day? How many emails are you sending out? Now, you have to set your own number. I'm not going to tell you what the number is because, again, everyone's business is different. For me, it's just 3. I know if I just make 3 phone calls, 3 emails a day, my business is good. Now, I always try to go way over that. I always do. But I know that 3 is my minimum. And I feel good when I hit 3. You see, I'm doing my daily prospecting exercises. And as a result, my prospecting muscle is quite firm. Today, I found myself, I was working with a client, and I took a break to go make some calls, some personal calls. And I said, wait a minute, I'm going to make some prospecting calls. And I sat there for a moment, and you know what? They felt great. They felt great. Don't think for a moment that you don't have time to prospect. Don't think for a moment that see, the reason you feel you don't have time to prospect is because, what am I going to say? There was a prospecting call I made today that I didn't have the customer's information in front of me. I did not have it at all. But you know what? I went ahead and made the call because I said, I just want to have a conversation. Now, ultimately, I didn't reach them. I just left a voicemail, but that's okay. You see, that's what this is all about. Never stop and question yourself. Say, oh, I got to get more prepared. No, just make the call. It's no different than going for a run. It's no different than lifting weights. You just got to do it. You got to start. I want you to have a prospecting muscle that's firm in tone, a prospecting muscle that delivers leads for you. And that means what you're going to do is you're going to set a daily goal. And just as I said, it's 3. That's my minimum. And most days I exceed that. But by setting 3, I feel really good. It's kind of like when I go out and run. If I can just go out and run a couple miles, I feel great. Now, if I get more than that, that's wonderful. But if I just get a couple miles in, that's fine. I feel good. I'm not trying to set a marathon record every day. You see, this is the same thing with prospecting. Too many times, again, people put off prospecting because they feel they have to be the Mount Rushmore of prospecting and make 150 calls in a day. No. You make what you feel comfortable with, but you do it deliberately every day to create a routine. And when you do that, it's amazing how trim and firm that prospecting muscle will be. Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. This has been another single topic episode of the Sales Hunter podcast. Each week you get 2 episodes, one a short one like this, and the second one, a long form deep dive interview with a sales expert. Hey, the Sales Hunter podcast designed just to help you sell more. I want to turn you into a top performer. Hey, would you do me a favor? Please subscribe to the podcast. Tell your friends about it. Review the show, would you? Please review, rate the show. Would you please do that for us? What is it all about? It's about helping you see and achieve what you didn't think was possible. And hey, go ahead and jump out to thesaleshunter.com. Got all kinds of information out there that you can grab for free, and you can even check out the courses on the Sales Hunter University platform. Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. Great selling.